Welcome everybody back to another episode of Brunch with the Fellas, bringing you the latest trending topic news and entertainment. I'm Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV. Always with me, Primo Grande, the one and only Cold Seasons. Peace, cuz. How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. It's Friday.
It's
You know,
Friday.
that's right.
Yes, it is.
I'm
Yes,
gonna
it
take a
is.
I'm gonna take a little brunch sip to that right there.
Little
Just
brunch sip to that.
a
Yeah,
little
little
brunch
toast.
sip,
Let's just toast. It's spring break. It's Friday. Thankful for another day. Um, I know you had some big accomplishments go down this week and stuff like that. So salute to that big cuz
Yes, sir.
elevate,
Yes, sir.
you know,
Elevation. Yeah,
elevate.
yeah. Let's drink to that toast.
Salute.
I like starting the show off like that.
Man, beautiful things happening. Winning, 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 winning. So many people think that you have to broadcast all your wins. They don't know you be winning just because you don't broadcast everything because they don't know you winning. So
Right.
they have an idea. But everybody's entitled to their own opinion, their own ideas, whatever's clever. Uh, but y'all make sure to smash that like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Brunch with the Fellas. Also, y'all, don't forget right now we got DB Chef TV. Subscribe to DB Chef TV and win $100. Put your name in the hat. All you have to do is subscribe, y'all. All you got to do is subscribe, and we giving away $100. We already did it on March 22nd. That was when we popped it off. We got another one coming up in April. It's the third Sundays of April, and we announced it on Cigar Sundays Live right here on the DB Chef TV network. So we appreciate y'all for supporting us, and we're gonna show some support back. So subscribe and win, y'all. Also, don't forget to head over to www.bksoulfarm.com and check out 1016 160 Self Sustainability by the God Ali Dawood El. Pick up your copy today. Link is in the description. All right. And like we always say, if money's tight, it's all right. We're going to love you anyway.
Smash the like.
There you go. So let's get into these trending topics for tonight. So the first one we got mega superstar, entrepreneur, Brooklyn God, Jay-Z breaks the silence amid controversy. He had an interview with GQ, and we're going to go and check that out and see what they talking about. Then we got Nicolas Maduro back in court. If y'all been hiding under a rock somewhere, a lot of people say it was a kidnap, it was a grab. It was a whole lot of different situations, but he got locked up. And our good old men and women, our good old folks in the armed service went down there and got him. So he was back in court today. We're gonna go check that out. Well, not today, but this week. We're gonna go check that out and see what that was about. Then we got TMZ. Y'all know TMZ, the famous TMZ, who got all the entertainment news and everything over there. Out in LA, they be popping up on celebrities. They keep us locked into what's going on in the entertainment world. Um, they took a real, what I thought was an admirable stand for TSA workers not getting paid. And we're gonna go check that out, see what they talking about. And then we're gonna head to Ruth Chris. We're gonna go for a steak dinner. We're gonna head somewhere nice. We're gonna get drippy. We're gonna get elegant. We're gonna act like we going somewhere with some class, with some couth, and we going to the steakhouse and have dinner because they enforcing the dress code. So that's how you gonna have to be coming if you going. All right. And then we're gonna head out to LA for our fifth and final, last but never least story tonight, where it was a dinner party. I know I said dinner tab. Um, and that tab, I guess the food is to die for.
Mm.
Maybe the drinks are killer.
Wow.
The atmosphere is dangerously enthralling or
Caution.
intoxicating.
Caution.
Oh no. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna go check out that story because it's crazy that a dinner tab somebody got stabbed. or a couple, you know. So let's get into these topics.
Rap titan Jay-Z speaking out about the 2024 sexual assault lawsuit filed against him.
It was hard, really hard. I was like heartbroken.
In a rare sit-down with GQ, the 56-year-old mogul, whose real name is Sean Carter, addressing the now withdrawn civil lawsuit from a Jane Doe alleging that he and fellow rapper Sean Diddy Combs drugged and raped her at a 2000 VMAs after party when she was just 13. Allegations both men vehemently denied.
I haven't been that angry in a long time. Uncontrollable anger. Like, you don't put that on someone. Like, that's the thing that you better be super sure.
Carter telling GQ he refused to settle out of court.
I know what this is the weight that this is gonna bring.
Let me ask you something, cuz. Does that apply? What Jay just said, does that apply today? Like you got to be super sure. Like, I know we grew up in an era where, you know, if you putting something on somebody, then you gotta be ready to stand on that, you know. And like, if you lying on somebody gonna come see you about that. You definitely didn't put accusations or allegations against somebody if you didn't have proof. Do you think that exists today? Is that something? Do you think that mindset still exists today, or like that's gone with this generation where it's just like, convict you in the court of public opinion first, and then
I think anybody that thing that exists for anybody that still got a moral compass. If you don't, and you just one of them people that will go out and just lie on somebody and then in court to sue. So the game changed once you take a person to court and they sue. You really can't do too much street shit to them because you're the number one suspect automatically. You know what I mean? So I think it do still exist, but just not with everybody. But I'm not the type of nigga to go out and just tell a lie on somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
I can dig
for personal gain, because it's all about the money. That's what it's all about. I believe if you do it, your instinct is going to be to let me pay this person off to shut them up. But I think if you stand on your shit like, nah, I want a part of that, and you ain't about to get not one red penny from me, I think you hold on to your credibility.
Okay, for sure.
On our family, it would have been cheaper, yes. Cheaper, quicker, yeah. Move on with your life. It was like a testament because people know me. Like, I know who you are, and that's impossible.
The lawsuit was permanently dropped after a vigorous defense from Carter's attorneys, who sent investigators to speak with the accuser, as heard in this recording exclusively obtained by ABC News.
But Jay-Z, you're saying he was definitely there? But he had no part in it, or he was just...
He was there. He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any sexual acts towards you. It was strictly, yeah.
The tape speaks for itself. She says, in no uncertain terms, Mr. Carter did not do this.
But beyond the legal fight and the toll he says it took, Carter opening up about the family that helped carry him through.
Super Bowl goals. My wife in the crib feeding the kids liquid gold.
Revealing what it was like to collaborate with his wife Beyonce on the 2025 Album of the Year Grammy winner, Cowboy Carter.
It's that energy. I thought it was super important and a challenge and fun to be in the room.
And what it meant as a father to watch his daughter Blue Ivy Carter blossom on tour.
She had to fight for that, and she fought for it. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna be able to get off that stage now.
And look, we don't want to see her off that stage either. But now Jay-Z is returning to what he knows best, also the stage. 2 Yankee Stadium shows celebrating his classic albums, Reasonable Doubt and The Blueprint, are already sold out, guys, with a 3rd date just added due to the demand.
What you got, cuz?
I mean, I think, it is I think that happens all the time in entertainment. I think it was the tape with the girl talking, the accuser talking, I think that says it all. But I also think it says that, you know, with celebrities, when there's an opportunity for somebody to take, you know, from them, and they think they can, you know, by tying him in with Diddy. Yeah, they was, you know, they had a friendship and everything. But I think that person put that lawsuit
Hold
on
up,
just
Jay said they were never friends. Jay said they were never friends. He wasn't his friend. He said that. I don't have a
well,
clip.
I mean, that's you know, I mean, okay, let's say associate, because Jay definition of friend might be totally different. I mean, you know,
They said they ain't friends. He said they wasn't never friends.
okay, well, they was something. They was associates.
Oh no,
You
I
know,
seen them
and
toasting at the party to
right,
Black excellence. So I'm just like,
right.
I don't know.
But I
That's
mean, I think it was like 2 or 3 years straight they was at that party. You know, where everybody come together. Everybody was at the party pretty much
you know,
with cameras and all that stuff. But
yeah, a lot of
yeah, I
movies.
mean, they definitely was in a certain circle together. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I just think that person just took the opportunity when Diddy got caught with all that baby oil, and you know, and he got sent up. They pretty much, I think, was like, yeah, this is my opportunity. But then to drag Jay in, you should have just said it was Diddy. Like, if you dragging Jay in, and then in the tape she say, yeah, he was there, but he didn't have nothing to do with nothing sexually. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that he
I
to
mean,
me,
that can still be left to interpretation though.
yeah, because if it was a rape that occurred and you standing there, then that's something that, you know. So
Right.
I don't
Yeah. I
know,
mean, did you
you know,
watch? Did
mm,
you,
did you
you
yeah,
know,
did you
were
pay?
you
Did you
there?
pay to watch?
I mean,
You know.
I mean, regardless of, but I'm like, was he there earlier and then he left? You know, so like it leaves so much. If they want to, if people want to dig deeper, I'm sure you could dig deeper. But I agree with what you were saying. Like, it's no charges filed. You know, the whole thing went away.
Right.
You know, so me, um, where I'm at with it is, I don't. Of course, that's your favorite rapper. Jay Z's your favorite rapper.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
the
he's not
man,
even
yeah.
on my top 5. You know, I just thought
Oh,
I'd just
wow.
highlight that. You
Wow,
know what I'm saying?
that's wow.
Yeah, I know. Go
Okay.
ahead, have your fun
Yeah,
with it. But he is in my top 5 of successful Black husbands. Okay, because he does have a family, like that thing, like the video was showing. You know, and I value that. You know, I
right,
value a family. You know, I'm married. I have a wife, happily married. You know,
right,
so that the institution of marriage, I value it, and simply because back in the day, like grandma and granddaddy and them, family stuck together more when you had that. It wasn't until we started seeing these um, absentee father house homes where we started seeing a lot of the problems and things that we see developing today. So, for him being a Black man first, coming from, if he sold a nickel bag in the park, and then changed it and was able to change his life around to what we see today, then that's something still to admire. Not the fact that you got away with selling a nickel bag in the park, but the fact that you were able to change your life and then be focused on that and do something productive. He's helped make other millionaires.
yeah, yeah,
He's helped do brand deals and things like that and expand things for the culture. So it's a lot of negative stuff too, but man, it's a bunch of negative stuff, that goes on in the world. But I look at the positive. How can we be better versions of ourselves? What can we do to do that? And if where he is now and his accomplishments and everything are the better version of himself, then salute. We rocking with that, man. We ain't spending no time on no foolishness because that ain't gonna do nothing but get some more foolishness.
right. Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that he can put behind him at this point. So shout out to Jay.
No doubt. So let's head up to the Southern District of New York so we can check out what's going on with Maduro.
Right.
Maduro's.
Former Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro appearing in court today. He and his wife were captured by U.S. forces in January to face narco-terrorism and other charges. His lawyer arguing that his case should be thrown out due to legal expenses. Here's Bradley Blackburn.
A federal judge in New York Thursday refused to dismiss charges against former Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife after Maduro's lawyer argued the U.S. is violating Maduro's rights by not allowing him to use Venezuelan government funds for his legal defense. This was Maduro's first court appearance since his not guilty plea in January to drug trafficking and narco-terrorism charges. President Trump said Thursday he expects Maduro to face even more charges.
That was a big charge that hasn't been brought yet. It should be brought. He emptied his prisons into our country and was a major purveyor of drugs coming into our country.
Groups of demonstrators, both for and against Maduro, rallied here outside the courthouse during the hearing.
80% of my people in my country is expecting and waiting for the United States do what they have to do to sentence this guy to the maximum they can do.
We are standing in solidarity with the Venezuelan people who on the ground are defending their democratically elected president.
This is one more U.S. coup, one more U.S. kidnapping, one more U.S. war.
Law enforcement sources tell CBS News that since his January arrest, Maduro has been kept under special administrative measures at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn in a secure unit for the most high-risk detainees.
What you think,
Well, I mean, they pretty much, I don't know what they're going to do about the lawyer situation. I think for him to be a president, ex-president, whatever you want to call it, capture president, exile president of another country, I do think that he should be able to have the highest reputation, that representation that he want or could afford. The thing is, they're saying that he can't use government funds from, what was it, Argentina, right? Not Argentina, Venezuela. You know what I'm saying? He can't use the funds from Venezuela, and I guess, since we pretty much took it over in a sense, but not took over the government, I'm not really sure how that legal process will play out. If they froze his money, if he don't have no money, do he have to have a public attorney, public defender?
That's what they're trying to give him. They're trying to give him a what's called a federal appointed judge, a federal appointed lawyer. Yeah.
I mean, with being who he was and the way they went and got him, I think that he should be able to get the kind whatever representation he want that he can afford. But I mean, to force him to be to have a trial with charges pressed on him from the United States, but then still having to use a United States lawyer, and you came and got me, from Venezuela. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of,
seems like a lose-lose, don't it?
It's the same thing that happened
it don't seem like it don't seem like Maduro got a shot.
Right. And it's the same thing that happens every day here in the United States. If you can't afford a lawyer, you get a court-appointed lawyer. Court-appointed lawyer work for the state. The state is the ones who bring the charges against you. And you think you got a shot when you first hear about it, but you only meet with them 3 minutes before your case goes in front of the judge. After being on hold for, a month or two, you get like 3 minutes, 5 minutes with them. And then
let me say this. You're right about that for some people, but it's because people do crime, but don't study law. Okay. And then get in those situations and be like, okay, things are unfair, this, that, and the thing, but don't understand how it works. So to your example, and we talking about Maduro does not know how the American legal system works. So he may not even know to ask for a discovery. So if you got a court-appointed attorney and you've been in trouble before, a lot of people in America will keep going to jail and they just be career criminals. They don't never learn any legalese. They don't learn nothing about the how things work with their attorney. They might get comfortable or complacent with, do you got the money to pay for it? Let me just make sure I got the money to pay for it. So, but sometimes you waste your money.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it's a waste of money because if you learn about what you actually have to do, then you don't have to represent yourself. You still need some representation. You can take that court-appointed attorney at times, but you have to be intelligent enough to know, like, okay, the first thing I need to ask for is discovery. So I need to see what evidence that they have. And then when you have that person they court-appointed, they're supposed to ask for these things, and they know to ask because they've been to school. But at times it depends on, like, I don't know if Maduro's situation is he'll get railroaded. I think if he don't have his own representation, like, like he's just going to get like life with the L. He's going to ADX, and that's going to be a wrap. We'll never.
Yeah, and I mean, are they blocking all monies? You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard for me to believe that, he don't have a pipeline of money that can pay for representation.
But he may not, though. If they remember, they locked him up saying he was a drug trafficker, right? So if they got him on drug trafficking, then on drug trafficking automatically they get to seize your assets.
But even some other country can say, hey, whoever he had friends somewhere. You see what I'm saying? Say, I'm gonna pay for representation for this law firm, even if it's a United States law firm.
Do you realize we smashing on Cuba right now? We smashing on Ecuador. We smashing on Russia with the Ukraine thing. We smashing on Iran. We in a full-blown war with them. That's why gas prices is up. Like, who gonna come to help Maduro? Ain't nobody coming to help Maduro.
Yeah, so I mean, a lawyer, a firm can just walk in and say we represent him as long as they can go in there and do it. You know what I'm saying? So listen. No.
I'm under the impression though that they're gonna be like, no, y'all not. No, y'all not.
You can't do that. You can't do that. You cannot stop.
You said they couldn't go. It was.
You can't stop him from having. You can't stop him from having representation. So say me and you had the money, right? And we went down. We gonna go to Clark's and Williams. I made that up. So if it's a real one out there,
Clark's and Williams, no doubt. Clark's and Williams.
We're gonna go to Clark's and Williams, and we're gonna drop the bag on the table and say, "Hey, look, y'all go. We need y'all to go take this case." So they can say yes, or they can say no.
And what if they come back to us and they be like, and what if they say yes, and what if they come back to us and be like, Mr. Cole, Mr. DB Chef, we gotta give you your money back. And then what? Then what do we do? Because
then you find somebody to take the money. Somebody would take the money. You know what I'm saying? Somebody will take the money. No bullshit. People go, man, come on. People go and represent horrible people because they got some money.
I do, but they paying for it though. Most of the time, them people paying for it.
Right. So if I said me and you had a bag, that law firm are going in there, tell the judge, hey, look, I mean not the judge, but the court systems, we are here to represent him. If representation shows up for him, that's his representation. They cannot, and it is a legal law firm. They can't deny that. You can't stop them from representing them. You can't do it. Not in the United States.
I ain't saying that they could stop them. Okay,
they can be persuaded,
but they could tell them like, you're gonna lose this case because it's already made up. Like, so I don't think Maduro has a shot. I think his fate is already sealed.
No, he could.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a wrap for him. So I don't care if he got what's the guy who be what's the white guy that does all of the litigation for all of the celebrities and stuff. He was Young Thug's attorney. He was.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think Diddy had him on his case, and
I can't think of his name. Yeah. Shit. Harvey over
is it Brian Steele? Is that his name? Brian
Steele or something like that? It might be. It might.
I don't know, but I don't care if he walk in there. I don't care if who's still alive from that whole Johnny Cochran, Shapiro.
Harvey over at TMZ.
Oh, he was with them?
I thought he was with him. Wasn't he on he was somebody's lawyer. And then he was on the People's Court all them years, but that was
Harvey ain't touching that. Yeah, Harvey ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole. He gonna be like, man, I got a social media platform.
Harvey ain't touching it. That boy getting so much money over there, it's ridiculous. And look, it's almost like they get so much information. They solve crimes the FBI can't solve. You know,
I mean, people be clearly doing the whole Nancy Grace thing, like they were the intermediary. That like the ransom people was trying to pass their communications through TMZ.
Yeah,
the wildest thing. I was like, that is crazy. I never heard of no,
work.
But yeah, a lot of wild work, a lot of crazy work. But speaking of Harv and the crew over there at TMZ, y'all, we're gonna head on over there to check out TMZ as they stand up for TSA workers not getting paid. And that may have changed. I don't know. I didn't. I was talking to my mom today, and she was telling me that they may have came to some resolution or something, but I'm not aware.
They did. So they're using an executive order was signed for them to use the money, some monies from the one big beautiful bill that Trump did at the beginning of 25, and the only pushback on that is that the money was already allocated, and you really can't take the money and spend it for something. It's just a whole bunch of bullshit. But
so are they getting paid or are they not getting paid?
Yeah, they're getting paid as a band-aid. For right now, as a band-aid, it's not a permanent fix.
So they taking the money from somewhere. They robbing Peter to pay Paul, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that brings new light to what we about to this topic. But this, I think, is the fire that lit the match under their hind parts, and that's the reason why they came to that conclusion.
Congress going on vacation for 2 weeks for spring break. And yet they have not figured out a way to pay TSA officers, to fund TSA so that to relieve obviously the long lines around the country at airports, but more importantly, to pay the people who are actually working to keep us safe.
For weeks and weeks and weeks.
41 days
as
now.
As a collective, as a body, Congress has proven utterly incompetent to do their jobs. Incompetent that they can't reach some agreement, some compromise to pay these people who are losing their houses, losing their cars, losing their livelihood over, becoming sacrificial lambs so people can have a political gain.
Let me ask you something, cuz, real quick before we see, like, this is I think this right here was the cherry on top, which we about to play. But if you had to travel right now with them not getting paid and all of the congestions, would you change your plans or would you still go?
Nah, my plans would be changed.
Plans would be changed. Okay. Cause it's mixed emotions about that out here. Like, some people be like, they ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm going on my vacation, or I'm going to get where I gotta go.
No, your travel time going and coming is gonna be it's gonna be too much.
It's gonna be increased, yeah, absolutely. Because
you
gotta
wait. It's gonna be, you gotta wait so long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now they deploy ICE to the airports to help TSA, but ICE ain't trained to do the job.
Yeah, they do have some training. They do have some training along.
They was handing out water. They was handing out water.
They was handing because the lines were so long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They was handing out thawed out ice.
Thawed out ice. Yeah, that's water.
Yeah.
That's agua. But I think that this right here, which we about to play, is the thing that they were just like, they probably a little pissed off at Harv a little bit right now. Some of his political constituents, but kudos to them for this right here. And we need more activity like this. If this what it takes to move government, then salute it.
Anybody goes to Disney World with their family for spring break, or goes to a beach somewhere or anywhere on vacation, and you see one of the 535 members of Congress, take a picture and send it to us at TMZ. We will post that picture on our website, on our social media, and we will put it on our television shows. We want to show what they are doing at your expense.
Straight like that.
Right. So the executive order didn't even come from Congress, so that's still going to be a thing. People are still going to. They still went home. You know, they didn't vote on anything. The executive order was signed by Donald Trump.
Right.
You know, so yeah, it's gonna be some pictures coming out, and we're gonna see what they're doing on vacation. Or,
You said it's gonna be
you know,
some pictures coming
yeah,
out.
it definitely is. It definitely is. It's gonna be because they're not working. They're not doing on either side. You know, I mean, it's been proposals, you know, sent over to one side to the other, one side to the other. But I mean, they really gotta do something about this. I mean, it needs to be something written, you know, so that TSA and the Coast Guard and everybody up under that umbrella gets paid when this happened without, you know, when the government shut down. If you have to shut down, you know, other things, you know, like you're not getting approvals or agreements on a spending bill and stuff like that. But it should be certain bills that certain expenditures that are protected, like paying these people, everyday working people. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, it should be a kitty, a bank, or whatever you want to call it, that's set to the side that lasts. So if we have a government shutdown, it's going to last for 6 months. We have this money already here. These people are going to get paid. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just ridiculous. You can't you can't take something like an infrastructure like air traffic security TSA and play around with that when you have everyday working Americans flying on these planes. But then the people that's scanning them not getting paid, that's crazy. That's insane.
You know, I
And
mean,
they said
it is crazy insane, but you know, but I have to say this. In 2018, the Coast Guard experienced the same thing. Me being a disabled retired Coast Guard veteran of over 21 years. Okay, 22 years to be exact.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Yeah, no problem. One of the best decisions I ever made in my life. But when that happens, okay, you are expected to show up and perform your duties as if nothing else in the world matters, you know? And the only difference between the Coast Guard in particular and TSA is a lot of just like random people who just going to go get a job. They may not be committed to the actual work, you know, and that's not downing anybody that work for TSA. I feel like they should be paid too, though. Like, I agree exactly what you said. There should be legislation and a budget allocation specifically to ensure that these things never happen for the safety of our travel, you know, and homeland infrastructure.
And the people are paying for that security. When you pay for that airline ticket, you're paying for that security. When you pay the
Right.
taxes on that airline ticket, you're paying for that security. You see what I'm saying? So if we're paying taxes to buy airline tickets and all the little snack shops in there, we're paying taxes on all that shit inside that airport, and the people inside the airport is not getting paid. Problem.
Well, it's two
There's a
different, but it's two different budgets. I get what you're
I
saying.
get it. I get it.
Because one
Yeah.
is a private business and the other one is the business of the government. But
Right. Then
but
now
that's
let me-
what I was speaking on in reference to the Coast Guard situation and not getting paid. You know, and here is the more important factor. All right. If you work somewhere, all right, from my own personal experience, if you work somewhere and you go through a situation where you get a pay furlough, all right, then it is up to you. Once you realize, okay, there are things in place, Navy Federal, USAA, a lot of credit unions, banking institutions had things to help people, to support people to get through this time during this lapse of appropriations by the government, failure to make a decision and allocate monies for these services. However, you as the person, all right, who gets up and goes to work every day, you should be like, okay, I need to do something so that way, unless I'm going to change my job because I can't do this. I need something. I need to find something that's more secure. All right. But if you're a TSA agent and you got time and then you're working on retirement, you know, then it's a different type of mindset because you just like, damn, like I'm not gonna quit because I'm gonna get my pension. I'm a year 2 away from my pension.
Right, and those are gonna be your loyal workers through the shutdown.
This has only happened over the last 2 years, and I've been here for 20 years, and this only happened over the last 2 years. But those people also, if they were living check to check, right? Then it's a thing that you have to do as the person who's getting up going every day. You have to say, okay, what can I do to make sure that I'm not affected by this, because this can happen at my job. Like I can literally be going to work, getting paid and everything. And then because the government has a spat between whatever budget they trying to put together, now I'm compromised. So what I do, if I'm not going to quit my job, then what I have to do is I have to be a better steward of my own finances, and I have to plan for that. So I can't afford to live check to check, because not just for the sake of a practice of thinking that, oh, living check to check is bad, but for the sake of, hey, this could actually happen. I could wake up and go to work in my comfortable, good government job and not be getting my paycheck. And then now I don't have what I need to feel comfortable. Now I'm going to work and I'm bringing stuff from outside inside, and now it's compromising my ability to make judgments at work because I'm stressed out, about my finances, about my personal life. And these are things that I'm just like, yeah, it may sound easier said than done, but I know, because I did it. I know I went through it, like my family didn't know nothing about me not getting paid. Nobody from my family. None of my friends knew nothing about me not getting paid unless they was in the military and we both were not getting paid. Nobody was burdened by it. For me, if that would have happened to me in the early stage of my career, then yeah, it would have been a problem, because I wasn't as good of a steward with my finances in 98 as I was in 2018, So there's a difference. So
right.
So the older people should share that with the younger people. Like, look, you're going through this. You might be new here. You might only been here for 2 years, and you've experienced this. All right. So what's the lesson? If you're gonna stay here and stick it out and try to get a pension from out this job, then you got to understand that this is the nature of where you work at. This is how this thing works. So if it happened again next year, because every year they have the budget meeting every single year.
Right, but this shouldn't be happening. And the thing about it is, so the Coast Guard, let me ask you this. In the Coast Guard, when you sign up for the Coast Guard, you take an oath?
Yes.
Right. Do TSA take an oath?
Yes.
They do?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that, because I was like, if you ain't taking the oath to it, like, you should be getting paid. You know what I'm saying? You should be getting paid. And I do understand government shutdowns.
What's the significance of that, though? What's the significance of taking the oath versus not taking the oath?
Because I feel like when you take the oath, when you take the oath to the country and all that, I don't know what the exact words are because I've never been in the military. But if you're taking that oath to the country, like, okay, when this shit happened, they got us in the end. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be all right, but we still got to do this. Versus, a 21-year-old, got out of high school, did a few years of just hanging out around mom and dad house, and then get this job at the TSA and didn't take an oath, and then all of a sudden it's gone. You see what I'm saying? Like, not gone, because some of them can still go to work. All of them can still go to work, but they quitting now. You know what I'm saying?
Quitting. A lot of people are quitting.
Yeah. And you're not getting paid. I just feel like You know, this should be a thing that does not happen in the United States of America. And especially if we can sit up there and spend, you know, a couple $1 billion a day, you know, fighting all these wars that you just named off a little while ago, but we can't get these people paid. That should not be happening. United States is broken badly. You know what I'm saying? For that to be happening.
Yeah, we could get reparations too with all this other money going on to everybody else, but that's a whole nother topic. Y'all gonna have to tune in Sundays on Cigar Sundays Live. United States slavery reparations is coming, but definitely, you know, shout out to all of the TSA workers out there, you know, who have been sticking it out and ensuring the safety of all of our loved ones and fellow Americans who've been traveling through the spring break holidays and any other type of travel that they, you know, but definitely, you know, our government should, like Cole was saying, should prioritize the payment of, you know, of these important infrastructures, these important jobs, these important roles and responsibilities that people have for security, you know, but definitely Coast Guard people were showing up and we ain't had no choice, you know. So like you know, you quit, you throwing away your potential for your pension or your future, you know, if you wanted to make it a career. And that was the difference. So I'm not biased on whether or not people should be getting paid or not. You know, I definitely think that people should be getting paid, but I am a little biased on the fact that, you know, sometimes you might be required to go above and beyond. You might be required to show up, and that's your compensation, you know. So that's why I encourage people to enjoy what they're doing, because one of the things that got me through that period was I enjoyed what I was doing. I enjoyed my job. So when you stay so busy and you stay so engaged at work, it was just like, damn, you know, of course there's that little thing in the back of your head, like, man, I hope we get paid, you know. like I hope that wasn't the last paycheck ever, you know.
Yeah, and more time it take, the more that patience wear thin. That's the truth.
You know, you think about it a little bit more, but that's what I'm saying. Like, the military doesn't have the liberty to be able to just quit.
Right,
you know?
but and you're right, but these
TSA
TSA
people can just quit. You know,
you can't. You're right, and they can. And the thing about it is, a lot of them are trying to hold on because the last go around they gave people a big bonus and all that stuff.
Yeah, they back pay, like they always back pay.
Yeah, but it was a back pay plus a bonus for the ones that stayed and didn't miss days and all that stuff. But
absolutely.
But the thing about it is, like, the ones that's holding in there now, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got people that's losing shit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. I mean, facts. Like, but this the thing though, cuz like, all right, we talking about it now. We're gonna spend a little time on it. But they losing that shit. They was already losing it. Like, cause you don't lose your vehicle from missing one paycheck. You don't lose your rent ain't backed up from missing one paycheck. You know, like, let's talk about
that's
let's
true.
talk about
So
it from a grown perspective.
Listen.
So have been making money for a long time.
But if they had a system where they was getting it paid off and getting it paid without it getting taken, that's what it was. Like, people have different financial dynamics and backgrounds. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, just because they a payment behind, that don't make it no better. Well, it does. It could be a little bit better,
but you don't lose your stuff from being one payment behind. You don't lose your stuff from being two payments behind, cuz.
Right. But
come on. So if people losing their stuff, that mean they been behind.
Yeah, that's fine, but that's not the point.
That mean they been behind.
That is not. No, the point is that they're not getting paid.
No,
you see what I'm saying? No, so when they lose it, they lose it when they wasn't receiving nothing when they was working.
No.
Now they may have been.
Not everybody.
Well, you have some people that just live behind, but they don't lose their shit. They just they always playing catch up. You see what I'm saying? But if you take the money
so
out of
that's
if you
not
take the money out of
responsible.
playing catch up, you lose it all.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, even you
but
may be late.
but that's bogus. To me, that's bum activity. You know what I'm saying? In my
I'm
opinion,
not going to dispute like
that's
if
bum activity to me.
I'm not going to
right?
dispute what the person quality of life is over a situation like that.
I ain't
That's
talking
bum
about their
activity or
quality.
not.
I ain't talking about their quality of life. I'm talking about how they conducting their finances. Like, in my opinion, that's bum activity. Like, to be living like that. And my only point specifically is that if you lose your stuff, all right, you are more than 2 payments off. Okay. And even in this situation with TSA, the same way it was for us, you could call all of your creditors. You could call your credit card. You could call, if you got a car note, a car loan, auto insurance, you could call them. You could call if you had a personal loan, if you had a mortgage, if you have any of these things, all right, any of a type of debt, all right, a Macy's card or whatever, if you got a food grocery store card, whatever, you could call these people and you could tell them, I am a military active duty member and we are not getting paid. I am a TSA worker and we're not getting paid. Or I have arranged through my bank, because several banks, like we said, Navy, shout out to Navy Federal. I've been with them for a long time. Shout out to USAI. I've been with them for over 20 years too. All right. You could call just those 2 institutions, right? I'm just going to use those as an examples. You could call your bank, and banks were lending people, like they had some what's called paycheck protection. So they had programs where they would either pay you your whole paycheck based on your deposits, based on the history of your deposits from your paycheck, or they would give you half. All right. And then that would allow you to be able to delegate the priorities that you need to pay. Okay. With that, because I had a conversation with somebody that I know, a family member that we have that has a spouse that's a TSA employee. And I even reiterated to them through my experience, like, look, make sure y'all gonna prioritize whichever y'all gonna pay. Whatever y'all prioritize that y'all gonna pay, that's cool. But remind that person that they have leeway with all their other responsibilities, electric bill, utilities, all that, to say, hey, I can put something on it. Okay. I can put a little something on it. So that way, if you're only getting paid half your check, if you're only getting paid 3/4 of your check or something like that, all of it ain't there for you to satisfy everything. But you can put a little something on this, a little something on that. But you have to let the people know why. Let the people know why, so it doesn't pose a red flag, so they don't start putting you in that delinquent category and it start penalizing you for when you lose your stuff. And that's the thing. Like, when people don't communicate, all right, and then people don't do the necessary thing to allocate their money effectively, to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna pay for this, I'm gonna pay for that, and I'm gonna tell these people this is my situation. Everybody thinking you supposed to know where I'm work at, you supposed to know you see it on the news, why I gotta call and that's stress. That's stress. I understand that, but that's your stress. That's the illogicalness of your stress, not realizing that you still have to communicate your situation to everybody else so they can understand what's going on, so you can be granted that grace to be able to handle your business.
I feel that, and that's good. And I mean, I really think that should really be like, in a situation like this. That really should be more of the conversation, is like getting the word out and spreading the word out that this is something that you can do. And if you're in the Coast Guard or the
TSA,
you can do
any of the branches under the DHS, right?
Or government period, where the government shuts down. So that is an option for you to be able to go and call your creditors or lenders, I should say, and let them know what your situation is, and get a grace period or something, you know. So yeah, I mean, that works out a lot better. But it is what it is. I hope they get it all worked out, you know, because I don't like it, and I think it's broken, and I think, you know, it's not going to be the last time that it happened. I don't think, for sure.
I definitely don't think it's gonna be the last time for sure. Yeah, I definitely don't think it's gonna be the last time. But definitely, we praying for him and every day.
And anybody that watches and you know somebody that's unemployed and they got an okay record, tell their ass to go get in line right now and sign up for TSA because they done had a lot of people walk away and job openings gonna be crazy once that money start flowing back in.
For sure, yeah. TSA jobs is definitely gonna be opening and available because people are quitting. So,
Lovely ATV.
What's up? What's up, cuz? What's up,
What up,
cuz?
cuz?
What up,
What up, cuz?
cuz? All right, for sure. So let's jump into our next topic. What we got on the board? We got Ruth Chris, y'all. We gonna it's time for steak. It's steak time. It's time to go to a nice little restaurant. We're gonna step out for the evening. We're gonna get drippy and fly fresh head to toe, and we're gonna go to a nice dinner at Ruth Chris, because you can't come up in there looking like you coming from the gym. No more street clothes. No more street clothes. You know, no hood attire. You got to be flyer.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
You may have to step up your game the next time you want to visit an upscale restaurant chain. Ruth Chris Steakhouse strictly enforcing its business.
Look, he's sharp. He ready to go.
Yeah,
you
man.
Know what I'm saying? He's sharp. He got the burgundy on. He got the little pocket silk. You know what I'm saying? He look like he ready for a nice ribeye.
He can totally hang out, bro. He can hang out.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
My man could roll, man. You know
That
what I'm saying?
boy,
It might even be drinks on him for the first hour.
He got the handkerchief joint and everything. Boy, sharp.
Yeah, he ready to step out, man.
He could definitely get a steak at Ruth Chris.
He could definitely. They not turning him away.
Ain't
The way I'm dressed, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get a steak. You know, but we could switch it up real quick. You know, we can Clark Kent the situation and pop out. You know.
Yeah.
Casual dress code, and that means certain attire is not allowed. It's getting a huge reaction on social media. Fox News' Ingrid Kelly is in Troy with the story. Ingrid.
No hats allowed in the dining area of this upscale steakhouse chain. Well, some say it's the fashion police on duty, but others say it just makes good business sense. Ruth's Chris Steakhouse is strictly enforcing its dress code, and people have a lot to say about it.
In this economy right now, with gas being the way it is, are you going to turn away people that are going to pay your people to work for you?
Yes.
She never been to Ruth Chris. She don't know how much a steak costs.
Yes.
You know, yeah.
Yes.
So I think it's a fine line. Patrons dining at the upscale steakhouse must remove all hats when entering, and if they wear a ball cap, they must dine in the bar lounge area.
Ruth's Chris is trying to be a more formal and more special occasion.
The steakhouse makes it clear certain clothing like gym wear is not allowed in its dining rooms. The owner of an upscale restaurant in Detroit believes that's good news because dress codes and fine dining establishments are needed.
Texas Steak, we're a fine dining Italian steakhouse. We do have a dress code here, and it's to ensure that when the guests are within our dining room, they feel a part of something. The dress code is to match our hospitality and service and food standards that we have here. It's not to be strict, but it's to allow the guests to be a part of something bigger.
But does good fashion sense make good business sense? Some informal dining chains have mocked the strict dress code policy.
There are plenty of people that are applauding Ruth Chris for this. And again, it's not new. It just got a lot of visibility because Chili's trolled them.
Analysts say the buzz on this topic speaks volumes.
How social media still continues to divide us on even the most inconsequential of issues.
Fox 2 reached out to Ruth's Chris, but a wait for a response continues.
So first thing I want to do though, before we get to your take on it, Big Cuz, is I want to Ruth Chris, for bringing back classy, because we are missing classy as a people, you know. What is it? Bougie, ratchet, and like it,
Some
like
shit.
yeah,
Yeah, I know.
like
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, like we getting more of that and less class, you know. And I don't remember from my own personal history because I ain't that old, you know what I'm saying? But I can remember looking at things from the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. When we seen black people go out, they were shy. They were shy. Okay. They had on suits and tied to the movies, to the carnival. All right. Where brothers took pride in having on a shirt, having on some slacks, being clean, you know. So and the ladies did too. It wasn't so much about, if it was a little revealing, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? But it still was about being nice looking, being presentable, not being, you know, with a dress that got gloves that's over your cleavage and then your whole chest is out. And then, you know what I'm saying? And somebody and a family's in there with their kids and they filtering stuff that their kids watch. They actually actively parenting. And then, you want to take them out to a nice dinner, but then you going somewhere and you see cheeks out, you know. So I really commend Ruth Chris on this. Sexy steakhouse, sexy steak. That looked like a place that you want to get dressed up nice and take somewhere and get dressed up. Like you want to say, like you want to call your lady up, in our case, we got wives. You want to call your baby up and be like, baby, I got somewhere we going to just get dressed, throw on something real nice, and she like, well, how nice is it? Blah, blah, blah. You gonna go through that. And he'd be like, nah, like get dolled up, baby. We going somewhere real nice. I'm gonna take you somewhere nice. I'm gonna be through to pick you up at this time. And then you go and step out and it's nice. And Ruth Chris can be that place. Houston's and Morton's Steakhouse, places that I've been in my life, they already wasn't letting you wearing the cap in the dining room. Now you can still come in there with some little sweat attire or whatever. But Morton's, you couldn't have sweat attire. Houston's, they wasn't tripping too hard. But like Morton's, you had to be right. So I don't think there's nothing wrong with requiring or desiring us to be able to look nice and then go and experience and have a fine dining experience. That's something that's classy. That's something that's not Chili's. That's something that's not Fridays. That's not B-Dubs. That's not Olive Garden. It's something that is a little bit more of elegance. That's Noble. That's Barton G's. That's what's my other place down in Miami at the Mandarin. But yeah, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I be, like when I go out and I be, we be shy, man. Like we be looking like we supposed to be there. Attitude and dress. It's not looking like, oh, I'm thugging up in here, and because I got money, y'all supposed to let me in here regardless, blah, blah, blah. Like that's so ignorant.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna step off the soapbox.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. You said a lot. You know what I'm saying? You said a lot, and I mean, you 100% correct about it. I think I don't see nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like image branding and trying to keep a certain reputation for your establishment You know what I mean? And then for the people that you say that you even talk about, some people really going to Ruth Chris is a planned thing. You plan it, you almost got to make sure it's the right weekend to go, you know what I'm saying? So people might dress up to go do that. And if you personally dressing up to go do that, and that's the type of atmosphere you expect to see the same thing from other people. I don't think I don't think it has nothing to do with race. I don't think it's nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just straight up. They're trying to protect their brand and they want their business to be a classy business that's known for that. And, if they just stick to their guns on that, no matter the little blowback, this, that, and the third, the brand will become a brand that everybody would know, hey, Ruth Chris don't fuck around. When you go in there, you got to have your shit together. Excuse all the foul language. That's pretty much the way they come in with it. You know what I mean? You can't come up here with all that. You know what I mean? I respect it. I mean, you can't, you can go to the gym and run around the track with your shirt off, but you can't walk into McDonald's like that.
No, you cannot.
So at the end of the day, it's like the same thing. You go to stores and they say, hey, no hoods, no masks.
No hoods, no masks, right?
They don't want that in their business, and the business have a right to say, hey, this is what it got to be as long as it's nothing too crazy. You see what I'm saying? And for real, the price of steaks and meals at Ruth Chris, you should dress up. You should dress up, because
right. You're gonna drop at least $300.
Right, because it's definitely a funeral to your pockets. So you should be dressed.
A funeral to your pocket, man. That's like, man, a little $300 on the meal.
Hey, listen, to go out to eat with just two people, $300, yes, that's a lot of damn money.
Look, go ahead. To you, I already know. Now I get to talk trash. Now I get to talk trash. Now look,
it won't be no trash on me.
So look, remember when I was back in the many moons ago, and I was dating this girl, and she threw a birthday party.
Oh man.
How you go to McDonald's though at the high class spot though? You was taking orders though.
I went to go get some food for the kids.
You was taking orders. Let me tell y'all how my big cousin did me, y'all. My big cousin was like, Big Cuz was in there like, you see the prices on this menu? Like I love him so much because he did not hold back. That's what it was so real. This is not of me busting you out. This is just me showing my appreciation for you keeping it so G at the birthday party. Big Cuz said, y'all see the prices on this? and that's what and it's love because I didn't know the prices because it was a surprise for me. I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like and had I known, I would have advised her to do something different. You know what I'm saying? Just because I know my family, So I was glad that I had already stopped by the ATM and got some paper, because I didn't know what was going on. I was with my mom and I was with my sister and they was, they was helping her orchestrate the whole thing. So I didn't know what was going on. They had me walking into it, but something told me I'm hanging out with moms and sisters, my birthday. Let me go get some paper, So I went to the ATM, got some paper. I didn't know what was going on. I showed up, my whole family in the building. It was beautiful. But then Big Cuz like, man, you see these prices?
I don't remember. I mean, it sounds like some shit I say.
I remember because
I remember we sent to go get some kids.
Because it was special to me. It was special. It was a special day to me. You know what I'm saying? And I was happy, but I was pissed. You know what I'm saying?
I remember the whole thing.
Yeah, I was happy.
I remember that part. I remember all that part.
You remember me being happy and pissed, right?
Yeah. I remember talking to you afterwards. Everybody came in, got hotel rooms and everything.
Yeah, and I didn't even see y'all, and I was deployed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like y'all been here a whole day. I could have spent the whole day with y'all, and we could have did shit that we do, like went to Fridays and. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we did some games, went to Dave and Buster's or something with the kids. Like we ain't have to do this fancy ass dinner,
But it was very fancy.
But that was when she was on, you know, and Big Cuz was like, man, look, I'm getting ready to run to McDonald's. Y'all want something? People start putting their orders too. People start putting their orders.
Nah,
They
listen.
was like, man, bring me back a fillet. Bring me back a couple nuggets.
That was for the kids. That was for the kids. They were
Man.
taking forever. You know what I'm saying? This shit was like, man, they had salads in that bitch for like $20, man. For a
Yeah,
fucking salad.
salads was about 25.
Yeah,
30.
man. Yeah. Come on, man.
And I had,
You
and
know.
you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, the crazy part, you know, I could share it. I don't care. You know, I'm happily married. That was then. When I had the conversation with her, you know what I'm saying? I was like, you know, it's things that we do when we're together that is different from what I do with my family.
Right.
You know? So I'm like, you know, me and you, we might go out
And ball out.
and ball out, you know what I'm saying? And that might be our norm. But when I do things with the family, I have to be considerate of their pockets, or I have to be willing to pay for it myself for them to enjoy the experience, just because I know that like that's not something that they would be doing on a family note. They might do that too when they balling with their baby or in their situation, you know. But when family comes together, everybody usually tries to make it the most frugal and economic situation for everybody. So the focal point is us having a good time together, not how much money we got to spend to do it, you know?
Right. Or send the menu out early enough so, you know,
So
actually
people
send the
can
menu.
prepare. But nah, she
Yeah.
she ain't do that.
She ain't do that. She ain't do
that.
She said, y'all come to town, we gonna surprise them. Everybody got hotel rooms, came down that jump for a
That's
day.
fuel. That's fuel. Everybody driving to spend
Yeah.
that. Hotel rooms. Everybody driving to spend
That's
that.
what that was, yeah.
Plus, y'all had ate because y'all been there for a whole day, so y'all had to spend money to eat for that whole day that I ain't even get to see y'all. So you know,
And then went to a $20 salad restaurant. You know what I'm
then,
saying? Like, whoa, wait a minute, man. I gotta get back, man.
Yeah,
gotta get back. Like,
yeah.
shit.
But I was just like, damn. I was like, you know, that was crazy to me though. That was
Yeah, and I
crazy.
wish you know back then the camera phones was like a really big thing because that had caught the moment and the look on your face. It was like surprised and like, oh, you kidding me? What the fuck? You know, you look like you
Yeah,
walking.
because I knew where we was at. Like,
Right.
when I got to the restaurant, I knew what type of restaurant it was. I knew it was an expensive restaurant because you know we had been around that way before. So
You know what your face looked like? Your face looked like you walked into an intervention.
and that's because I knew what you was about to do. You know what I'm saying? I knew what I was about to hear because I already knew the menu. I already knew how expensive shit was in that place. But I think I got the bill though. I got the bill that night, and she got mad about that. She was like, "How you gonna pay for the meal on your birthday and all your family, blah blah blah?" And I'm just like, man, I can't wait to get rid of your ass.
Yeah, and that happened real soon after that. So
You know what I'm saying? For
you was
real. Because
determined.
I'm like, man, I know my family, man. And I wouldn't take my family to no $75 a plate restaurant if I wasn't gonna pay the whole tab for everybody. You know? You don't do that. You don't invite people out to, you know, and that's what I'm trying to tell. That's what I'm just like, you don't know me. You don't know the classy type of guy that I am. If I bring my family out, if I invite my family somewhere and I know that it's, you know, a little it may be, and they got to do all these other things to pay for everything else. You know, think about when you came to the wedding, because when you came to the wedding, like, wasn't it was food the first night and everything and drinks and you know what I'm saying? Because people had to travel, people had to come, people had to pay for hotel rooms, people had to pay for gas. So you want to, so you know, like that, and that's how I do things. You know, that's how I do things in my miserable life. Somebody said I was miserable because I don't know. What you think? They don't know me.
Man, people say, hey, look.
Somebody say I was
you
miserable.
said somebody said you was miserable.
Yeah.
Everybody got mouth. Somebody say a whole bunch of shit.
Somebody say a
You know
whole
what I'm
bunch of
saying?
shit.
That's
Exactly.
it. People say a whole bunch of shit. So don't even.
I'm not.
You know, you gotta let that shit roll off your back.
Roll off your back. Roll off. Yeah. I ain't even tripping. But let's go ahead and jump into this last topic. So yeah, we're gonna head to the west side, y'all. West, y'all. We going downtown LA for this one. Stabbed for the dinner tab at Zaya's LA. And you know what else we're gonna do? We're gonna bring up their menu because Zaya looks like a really cool place to go if you're in LA.
A party at downtown LA restaurant ends with several women being taken to the hospital with stab wounds.
2 suspects were also taken into custody, and Gigi Graciette is live in downtown with all the details. Gigi.
It was quite the end to a private party yesterday afternoon. Take a look at the video. This clip shared on Citizen app shows the large police and fire presence with multiple victims down in different locations. And there was the search for the suspects. And there were a lot of people who were simply watching all the drama unfold at Zaya restaurant on 7th in downtown LA. And boy, there was certainly a lot of drama. This morning, we have exclusive new information on what happened as the private party was wrapping up. Apparently, servers brought the party the bill, and that's when sources tell us the fighting started. It was 4:40 in the afternoon, and apparently
when they brought the bill, the fighting started.
They ain't know them salads was $20.
Did y'all want to stab me? Cause did somebody?
No.
Anybody wanted to stab
Cut that
me?
shit out. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, cut that shit out.
You think somebody wanted to stab me?
No,
like,
man. I was
got
making a
us,
joke
man?
because we were just talking about it. Come on.
Bro, what you doing, man? What you think?
Nah,
Who gonna
don't
pay
do
this
me.
bill? Who gonna pay?
Don't do me
Man,
like that, girl.
This crazy right here though. When the bill, they say when the bill came,
The fighting started.
The fighting started.
the all-girl group disagreed on something and started arguing. With
What you think they disagreed on? The
So
appetizers?
no, nuh-uh.
I
So
ain't ordered that appetizer. That was your
listen.
appetizer. You
So this
ordered
is
the. You
look.
ordered
This been a thing. This been a thing that has been going on the internet that people has been doing. These people had these parties, right? These birthday parties, and they invite all their friends, right? You know what I'm saying? Everybody eat. And then, just say you're there and all you had was a salad. We're going to stay on the salad and the water, right? So when the bill come, they want you to divide the bill between the 6 people. You like, I didn't come here for that. I came here for part of this little party and not to split a bill. I got my own bill. My bill costs $21. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to contribute to a $2,000 bill. And that's what they be on now.
And that's what happened.
I don't know. I think that's what happened.
Sure? I don't know. They picked up knives and bottles. I don't know. I don't know if it was that simple. I think it got heated.
Let's see. Let's see what they got. Because I haven't seen this. Let's see what they got.
other. That's when police confirm one of the women pulled out a knife and another one grabbed a bottle. The war of words quickly escalating into a very dangerous fight. Ultimately, the fire department says they evaluated 5 people at the scene, transporting 4 of them, all women, ages between 26 and 37. They were taken to the hospital with stab wounds. Some were stabbed, police tell us, with a knife.
26 and 37. 26 and 37.
They won't split in that bill, and the one that was like, "I'm paying for mine," they was like, "You broke bitch," and then
That's what happened.
That's what happened. That's all I can see happening, cuz that's what I see happen. They wanted to split that bill.
Like I called it broke piece, and it was it. And she set it on. She was upset about being broke for real.
Nah. The other ones was upset because they probably was broke and know she got it, and she was just gonna pay for her meal. I'm not about
so you saying the chick who got stabbed was the chick who really could pay for everything, but she was like, y'all some broke bees, y'all need to really, woo, and the truth hurt, the truth stung that ass. So they stabbed her, right?
That's what I think. Because I'm telling you, bro, if people invite me to something out and we don't have a pre-discussion about how this bill gonna be done, when I come, I'm paying for my drinks. I'm paying for my food. I may buy a thing of wings for the whole table or something like that, but I'm going to contribute what I want to contribute. I'm not about to sit there and eat with 8 people and then split the bill. evenly. When all I had was $20
Why
for
not
the food.
though? Why
Nigga,
not?
I ain't doing it.
Why not?
I could have stayed at home.
Then why you ain't stay your cheap ass, your broke ass at home?
because they don't have them kind of discussions before they go out and do that shit. Then the bill come, and now you got 15 fire trucks out there to transport all these people, ambulances out there to transport all these people that they got stabbed up over a damn bill.
Over
It's
the
crazy.
bill, over the crab cakes and everything.
Yeah, man. You can't even go outside no more, man. You
Oh,
can't even go get a meal. And see, this is why Ruth Chris is changing the
It's
dress
enforcing
code.
the dress code,
You
right?
see what I'm saying? Because they don't want shit like that going on up in there.
Yeah, they sick of it. They're sick of it. I don't blame them though. I don't blame them though. They should be sick of it.
They make people prepay now, man. You know what I'm saying? Some of these crab boil spots, man, because these people be running about the crab boil spots and whatnot. And so they got them prepaying in some places. But I mean, shit crazy. What we got? That thing still going.
Yeah.
Another person was stabbed with that bottle. The fifth victim, they're just calling her Jane Doe because apparently she did have some cuts to her face, but she just decided to leave the scene. By early evening, police confirmed 2 suspects were arrested, and this morning, those 2 suspects, both women, are still behind bars. They're facing charges of assault with a deadly weapon. And bringing it back here live, we're told that one of the suspects in jail is possibly related to one of the victims in the hospital. That still has to be confirmed. Police have a lot of work to do on this case. Meanwhile, no word on whether or not that bill was ever paid at Zaya restaurant.
That sounds like a damn family feud, man. I'm sitting up there I said the suspect in jail is related to the victim. Wait a minute. The suspect in jail is related to the victim that got stabbed. So either several people was doing some stabbing, or this was just a family fight where one person was just stabbing everybody that got in the way. I don't know.
I don't know. It's wild to me, but this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull up the Zaya's menu because I want to see
what they fighting over.
Yeah, I want to see what they fighting over for real.
Hey, that joint might have been like that Popeye's chicken sandwich when it came out.
So let's check this out.
Let's see. Your audio off.
Yeah, I know. So was it the spinach and artichoke dip? Was it the signature? Was it the signature meatballs? Which one was it? I'm trying to figure out which one was it. Was it the signature meatballs?
How many people they say it was?
They said it was 5 people. I think it was 5.
Yeah. I mean, with drinks and that menu right there, and 5 people. Yeah, man, you could easily get to about $1,000.
Easily get to $1,000, huh?
Yeah.
Oh no, I see the Caesar salad. They got $16. They got a $20. The Zaya chop, the wild berry balsamic. Then
if they sending it in or the appetizers, you know what I'm saying, the main course and then some more stuff and then dessert. And then once you throw the drinks in on it, what they drink menu look like?
Let's see the entrees. They got the salmon. People say salmon. They got the salmon fillet. They got the lobster noir, the lobster black. I like that. That says an elevated lobster bisque served with grilled lobster tail.
Nah, man, it won't get up to no $1,000.
They got lamb and love. You know, this don't seem like no $1,000 tab. The crab cake only at $22.
It's not. I just blew it up. That ain't no $1,000. I thought them shit.
They got the bistro.
That's normal. I mean, those normal prices right there.
Yeah, they got the vodka rigatoni. That's probably a penne. Well, no, it's rigatoni. That's what they're using, but they probably got a vodka sauce. Yeah, they got a vodka sauce with that. That's a pink sauce with the vodka. They got fusilli
What the
and
dessert hitting on?
you know,
Yeah.
they got the
Oh, they got the key lime. Hey, cuz we might have to go hit this joint up, man.
you know, let's go to LA.
Let's go to LA.
Let's do it. Let's get the ladies together. Let's tell them we're going to LA you know, baby sis out there in LA right now. You know what I'm
Oh, for
talking
real?
about?
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
she
call you
out
and
there.
I'll talk to you about that, see what you're
Yeah,
doing.
baby sis.
But
in LA
yeah,
right
let's yeah, shoot. I go there, man. You know that joint look all right.
Yeah, you know. So I
We
mean,
gotta see if we
that's
if
that. I don't see the drink menu. Did you put it up on your situation?
nah,
Drinks. There we go. Drinks. There we go. Okay,
There
so
we
we
go.
got the
This one's
lemon. We got lemon love 18. So they got $18, $20 drinks.
yeah.
They got a mocktail. I don't do that mock stuff.
Nah, because there ain't no alcohol in it.
Yeah. You know, they got something special. That's only 16. You
What's
know,
that? Cinnamon skin?
and that's prosecco,
20.
and apparel. They ain't hitting on nothing. They got
Yeah.
the lemon love. That's vodka, blackberry, lemon juice. They got the Lovers Cafe. That's bourbon with the cafe espresso. You know, they got
Yeah, cause
cinnamon skin.
that's what happened. Cause when the bill came, that the fighting started, they wanted to split that damn bill. I'm telling you, that's what happened.
You
They wanted to
know,
split that bill, and the person that paid $20 was like, "I'm not about to split this bill."
but
That guy,
I'm gonna show you what's the problem. I'm gonna show you what's the problem. You see these drinks right here?
yeah.
Vodka. All right. Then they got okay, so the tequila is the Cadillac. You know, I like the fact that they call that the caddy. That's player. All right. But then they got the Paris in LA, the Class in Campari, you know, the Melon 7, the Zaya 4-3, you know. All of them drinks right there got gin. All right.
Gin ain't your friend.
And gin gonna, you know, gin is gonna definitely
Man, naughty
head. There you go. Naughty head, man.
No,
you
sir.
know. So I don't know. A lot of young ladies now drink. A lot of socially everybody on some tequila.
Tequila,
know.
yeah.
But they got this vodka right here too. The strawberries and cream though. That might be a hit.
Yeah, but it was a hit. It was a hit in the dining room for sure.
For sure, because
You
she
know.
definitely somebody got hit with a bottle.
Somebody got hit with I wonder was it a beer bottle or a liquor? Or like a champagne bottle or something. See, because if they done bought a bottle of champagne, you just done add about $200 to the bill, depending on what they think, what their situation looking like up in there.
I don't see that on the menu though. They don't have bottles of champagne on the menu. And then who knows if it was happy hour or not? Because happy hour they got small.
Yeah, they said this was at 4:40 in the afternoon, 2:40 in the afternoon.
Okay, so a lot of times, so this is all day Tuesday, Wednesday through Friday.
They done got them mimosas. That's what they did with the bottle of champagne and then because that's what the girls be drinking when they go out like that. They drink them damn mimosas with the orange juice.
If you get a bottle, like, cause I have a fantastic spot. If you ever rolling through the DMV area, right outside of DMV in Alexandria, Virginia, there is a amazing brunch spot that you can hit. I probably have posted. You know what I'm saying? And they offer unlimited mimosas. Okay. We do that. Like that's something that I do. Like on me and the wife sometimes on a Sunday we'll wake up late, and
Bro, we
do
did
mimosas.
we did them tonight. We did them tonight.
Like
You know
we
what I'm
do
saying?
mimosas, and you ain't even gotta use Moet or nothing. You just need real champagne. You can get you some
Yeah.
Andre.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can get you some Andre.
Prosecco. Which we call it
Well, Prosecco is sparkling wine. It's not champagne. Get the Andre because it's Andre is real champagne. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, but we just right before we went on did a little crab boil thing and all that good stuff. I took a shower though. I had to go take a shower.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Can't be smelling like the crab. But
y'all did what y'all had with crab with the potatoes with
crab
the
potatoes, shrimp,
The corn.
Corn, and that was it. I mean, I threw some lemons in the boiling water and stuff, but it was white corn though. It was white
Okay,
corn.
yeah, corn is
man.
corn.
But
Kern is
hey,
kern.
but man, you season that thing up. But I done got a little hack. I throw a little piece of ginger in there when boiling the corn in the crab oil.
Okay. You should have
Some-
saved that. You should have saved that for the recipe book, but it's okay. The little ginger in there. You should say, but it is brunch with the fellas, so we might be good. So you might just get some recipe tips.
Right. We talking about mimosas and all that stuff.
You might just get some recipe tips.
Good places to find the mimosas. You know what I'm
Absolutely,
saying?
yeah. You know, so
Yeah.
that's crazy though. But you know, people should have these conversations before they go out to eat.
Absolutely.
You know, because we keep seeing things like this happen, and it should not be a reoccurrence of people go out to eat to enjoy themselves, have a good time, and then their evening ends with EMS and getting rushed to the hospital over the tab. You know,
man, people getting stabbed.
Yeah, over the tab. Like that's crazy.
When the bill came, the fighting started.
When the bill came. The whole time they was partying, high-fiving, and everybody was cool, and everything was good. And then, oh, girl, this tastes good. I'm so good. And you know, they probably had their pinkies and shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
And then soon as the bill came, the drama came. You know what I'm saying? The ruining, the bad choices in life, the bad decisions begin to manifest themselves. You know, so.
On another note, did you hear about Tiger Woods this evening?
I did hear about Tiger Woods. You know, we almost ran that story, but I didn't.
It was so late. Yeah, it was so late when it happened.
Yeah, we almost ran that. I didn't get all of it because
well, I got some updates.
But what's happening with him? He all right? I seen the truck flipped over.
Yeah, he fine. Around 7:00, he was still in custody of the police.
What, he was drunk again?
This will be his third DUI. Basically, but he's gonna beat this. And the reason why I say he's gonna beat it because he blew the breathalyzer and the breathalyzer came back all zeros. So they asked him, hey, well, can you come down to the station and we're gonna take your urine? They said he was showing signs of impairment. And he was like, no, he has a right to do that. The penalty for that is you lose your license, for a year, and you got to pay the fines and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But I think at the end of the day, he'll end up beating that.
I mean, to a billionaire, you get a chauffeur.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like I don't know why Tiger is still driving anyway. You know? Why are you still driving anyway, Tiger? That's why I ain't even running. That's why I ain't even running.
He got a major tournament coming up. He's supposed to be playing in that next major tournament and everything. But I mean, for the most part, he's all right. He wasn't drunk off of alcohol. They saying that he's high off something. You know what I'm saying? And even the sheriff that gave the statement, he said he don't know if it's medication, what it is. He said Tiger Woods has the right to refuse getting the urine, but then he said, of course, there's a penalty for not doing that, which you'll lose your license for a year. And by the time he get a lawyer, by the time his lawyers come through and everything, I think he gonna beat that. I think the smartest thing he did was not give them the urine. and blowing zeros on the breathalyzer, meaning that you wasn't drunk. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I'm gonna let you live.
Tiger,
I'm gonna let you live. I'm gonna let you live.
Tiger will be okay. Just fine.
I'm gonna let you. You would know, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would. I'm rooting for Tiger.
I hear. I'm gonna let you live, cuz. I'm gonna let you live, big cuz. But definitely, man. What you want to call me? Say, call me something. Call me something. Let's get it off.
Nigga. No, let me stop.
It's okay. It's okay. Yep. So, man, we had some great topics this evening, y'all. Jay-Z broke his silence amid, all this controversy he got going on. Y'all need to put some respect on the Carter's names, man. And all the rest of that, to the death of that, Nicolas Maduro back in court. I think his goose is cooked, you know.
Yeah.
And one of the things though, Cole, that was interesting was just like how I ain't even bring this up, but it hit my head, it sparked me back up. It was interesting how the Latino man was rooting for Maduro to be put in jail and punished for whatever crimes are alleged. And then we saw a black woman and a white woman saying free
They in
Maduro.
solidarity. They said they in solidarity with the Venezuela.
And that was crazy to me. That was just like, you know, in my heart of hearts, it's like, okay, sister, why you not standing up for reparations? You know? And then
What you say? What you say? We got to tune in on Sundays for Cigar Sundays for the reparation.
You know, it's like that to me was just like Maduro don't concern your black ass, you know, but whatever, you know, but whatever. You know, but his goose is cooked. And then we had TMZ standing up for TSA workers not getting paid. Shout out to TMZ. And I hope they don't strike us for using a video, but because we reflecting y'all in a positive light. And I understand, you know, being a retired DHS, Department of Homeland Security, and Armed Forces veteran, you know, being a retired federal worker, you know, being a retired Fed, call it that if you want to call it. So, you know, I appreciate anybody that's standing up for something. And I think that based on what Cole Season was saying, that they're trying to now get some type of plan together to be able to pay these folks, these good folks and good people. That I think this probably was it. That TMZ thing was probably something that was just like, damn, like people gonna be looking for us now. You know, people gonna be Googling us, trying to figure out who we are and taking pictures. And of course, a lot of them people will be taking spring breaks and enjoying themselves, as they should. You know, like everybody should be able to enjoy spring break, have a good time, and do things like that. But you know, sometimes, man, when you are a public official and you have a role and responsibility, man, you know, you just gotta step up to the plate and
do your fucking job.
There you go. So Ruth Chris Steakhouse, they enforcing the dress code. You know, you gotta be sharp now, y'all. If you're gonna step out the Ruth Chris, you know, you gotta be sharp, you know. So next time me and my baby step out the Ruth Chris, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing people looking good. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing people looking good. We went into we was going in Home Goods the other day, me and my baby, and you know, I was drippy a little bit, and the brother was just like, man, I see you with that so and so on, man. That's yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that was love, because people see you with certain things on, and your attire, and you know, it's cool. It feels good to look nice. You know, it feels good to look nice and feel good about it. You know, sometimes we put stuff on and we think it looks good, you know, to in our brain we think like, man, like I know this look good, I'm putting it on. But then sometimes you get that confirmation, and them people don't owe you that. Sometimes a person will just give you a compliment, you know, and that's just affirmation. Yeah, I knew. Yeah, I made a good choice, you know. So I think that's what that's about. And that dining experience, you know, I go to different restaurants when me and my wife travel, and I love going to places that you have to get dressed up to go to, you know, and you feel eloquent, you feel classy, you know, it feels like everybody can't be here. But everybody can be there. You know, you just got to have it in your budget, and you got to come dressed to impress you, you know. So going out to eat, going to the ballet, going to the opera, you know, going to any type of fancy outing, or, you know, let's bring classy back. Let's make classy sexy again. You know, let's make looking nice and not looking ghetto-fied and, you know, ignorant cool. And then we had our last but not least tab for dinner tab, for the dinner tab, for the diner tab. I got for the diner tab at Zaya, downtown LA. Man, let me tell y'all something. If you're going out with people to eat, then you should know, you know, who you going out to dinner to eat with. You know, cause I don't think that you're gonna go out to eat with people that's like it's a new thing. It's a first time. I strongly believe that that group of people, like they said, like the news article said, that somebody was related in that. And you know, and it was crazy that somebody who was related wasn't injured, but was, you know, allegedly the cause of the injury and stuff like that. Right. You know, so it's just like I couldn't imagine that night, like we was talking about that somebody would have stabbed me. You know, I couldn't imagine that somebody would have been so mad at the tab that they would have stabbed me. You know.
Nah, man,
you know,
we know they wanted to split that bill, man. I honestly believe.
I couldn't imagine that. I couldn't imagine, you know, because I'm just like, man, don't. Because I think I said it. I was like, y'all don't worry about the tab, man. Order what you want to eat. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. Order what you want to eat. And she got pissed off for that. I remember that because I was pissed off about that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I'm like, I'm gonna tell my family, man, order what y'all want to eat. I already know how expensive it is here because we've been here before, and it was expensive when I came, and I was surprised. Hey, babe, I got a restaurant we gonna go to, and then you go to it, and it's just like, damn. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, it's $300, $400 just for us, like, and this all the shit they put on the plate. This ain't, you know. Right. So to have my whole family in that situation, it's like the intuition of me just going to the ATM, getting some money, even just hanging out. I knew I had got way more money than I needed just to hang out with moms and baby sis, you know. So coming in there, it was cool. And if we ain't had the cash, then we could put the rest on the card. So, you know, you gotta know who you hanging out with, you know, and everybody's situation. You know, it's nothing wrong with expressing some compassion and knowing like, hey, if you got a home girl or people got home girls and homeboys who go places and be trying to get something free. They complain about their food all the time, you know. So like they looking for something free, like, oh, this isn't what I ordered. Oh man, this is bad. Sending it back,
making up shit.
Yeah, you know. So if you got somebody, a partner, a road dog, homegirl, homeboy, whatever, that do that, then you gotta know that that's who you going out with, and that shit probably is gonna happen. So you either gonna be with the bullshit, you either gonna be like, okay, well, we probably about to finesse and get our whole meal off they play. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, some more nonsense. But
I ain't built for that kind of planning, for that kind of situation.
Like, yeah, I try not to even deal with people like that. You know, I just be like, man, if I'm like, meet me here, then I'm just like, I'm cool with whatever. I wanted to be there.
It's scamish.
It's scammy, ain't it? It's scammy. Scamish. Scamish. You seem a bit scamish.
Scamish. I don't even know if that's, I don't know. I just said it. It just sounds right.
Is that an insult? Is that an insult?
What, that a person is scamish?
Scamish, yeah.
Not if it's their truth, it shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, even if it's their truth, that's even more of a reason why it should be.
Oh, scamish ass.
Oh, scamish ass. Oh, lack of integrity having ass. Yeah.
Scamish.
Scamish. But yeah, y'all, that's all we got for y'all, man. We hope everybody enjoyed the show this evening, and make sure to like and share this video. Also, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Brunch with the fellas. We want y'all to have a peaceful, positive, and productive rest of your day and weekend. Be safe on spring break, and we'll see y'all next time. I'm Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV.
And I'm your boy, Cold Seasons.
Peace, guys.
Peace.
This whole publication is all about going from nowhere to somewhere, right? Being able to stand on something so that you can travel in peace, right? So bksoulfarm.com, 1016 160 self-sustainability. Jump on the list and get yourself together, right? Because it is irresponsible to not even know what responsibility means. So get yourself together, food, clothing, and shelter, protection of that, support your interests, and live.
Love ain't always easy, and we won't stop until we get it right. So bring that ass to the Love Speak podcast. Subscribe today and let your love speak at TLS Podcast. The Love Speak, now streaming on YouTube. At the Veteran Kettle Podcast, we thank you for your service, support, and sacrifice to our country. Listen to real stories of adversity and triumph as we give our best to honor our vets. Subscribe today and watch episodes now streaming on YouTube at TVK Podcast, The Veteran Kettle.
Sign up for the newsletter and shop merch and clothing at DBCHEFTV.com.